What's going on, Lake Pro Tackle fam? Welcome back to the channel here. Today we're taking a look at some really neat budget-friendly rods. Of course, if you don't want to break the bank and spend the $500, $600 on P5 NRX Plus, we've got some really cool rods here that we're going to be showing you today from Halo Rods. Now, if you haven't heard of Halo Rods, they are from the same company that does American Bait Works, Bait Fuel, Net Bait, stuff like that. They have a lot of really good people on their team developing not just the baits but also the rods. Specifically, the HFX series is by far our #1 seller. So we're going to take a look at these right now. Of course, we already have a bunch of models in the cranking as well as just universal all around and very good bottom contact rods. Now these use Japanese Toray and they have some really good premium components, including cork, the foam, the handles, the designs. All of it really melds into a really well-rounded rod. Now, the HFX series specifically has probably the most models from casting and spinning in the Halo lineup, and we just added a couple more here. So we've got two brand new rods in the HFX series. Overall, the aesthetics of the rod are really cool. They have this kind of like carbon fiber look, red, black, and some of the accents on the cork make these rods very slick. Now, the two models we're looking at today are going to be the 610 medium extra fast and the 6'8" medium heavy cranking. Now let's start with the shorter one here. The 6'8" is going to be in the cranking lineup, and they have 3 or 4 different models. The 7.4 is one of my favorites to throw bigger crankbaits, but this one right here, 6'8" medium heavy, is going to be great for throwing your 1.0 square bills, throwing some like BFS style, maybe Griffins, all the way up to something maybe like a 3XD is typically where I'm going to put this right here. Now, the ratings for the rod, we'll go over that really quickly. I know a lot of y'all really like that. This is also a mod fast action. This is a medium heavy power rated for 10 to 17 pound line, which is kind of, iffy. I mean, I would maybe go 8 to 15 just personally. And then lure weight, they're saying 5/16 to 5/8. Now, this being a medium heavy cranking, it has a very soft tip section. It's still pretty fast on there, but it has a very parabolic bend pretty much all the way through the rod, which is very impressive. For $149, there's not many rods that are really this light. Comparing it to something like an SLX or an Intenza or even a Dobbins kind of at the same price point, this thing is feather light. It uses this composite blank system here, which is really optimized for cranking, and you can definitely tell the difference between this rod here and the 6'10" in the normal blank. It's a little bit thicker, this 6'8" is, and it's going to absorb a lot more of that strike when you're actually throwing a crankbait, treble hook bait. You could also optionally definitely throw something like a mini max or smaller chatterbait or spinnerbait. So this one is a really cool model in the cranking series of HFX. Moving into the standard blanks here, this is going to be their jerkbait specific rod, or that's what this rod was made for. It's a 6'10", but it's going to be an extra fast tip, and it's also going to be a stinger tip, which is really neat to see in this 6'10" model. So this is going to be great for #1 jerkbaits. Having an extremely fast tip on this is going to allow you to twitch your jerkbaits without having to put much input in it, as well as having a good medium body over the entire rod blank here. Now, you do move into a little bit of a medium heavy in the very back section, but that's going to allow you to really get that hook into the fish and keep them pinned. So 6'8" or 6'10", excuse me, medium power action is going to be extra fast thanks to that stinger tip, and the line rating is going to be 6 to 14. That's pretty good. I would definitely agree with that. Lure rating is an 8 to 5/8. So whether you're throwing a Strike King jerkbait, something like a 300 or a Jackal re-range, this is going to be kind of that top end. I wouldn't probably go with something like a re-range. You need a little bit faster or a little bit heavier rod in my opinion, but a Vision 110 going to be an absolute killer on this, as well as something like the Maverick or Scope Sticks.
Alrighty, Lake Pro Tackle fam, pardon this interruption, but stick on flat weights, my doing. I'm deciding these guys are going to be buy one, get one online for y'all. So y'all head over lakeprotackle.com right now. Go get them. Buy one, get one free. Lake Pro Tackle stick-on flat weights.
The Hamner series of rods where these have been really, really hammered down on. This is what Hamner uses, Justin Hamner. And these series of rods, instead of going with red carbon fiber look, these are purple carbon fiber look. So this is a really, really neat rod. You're gonna notice these rods specifically use more premium cork, less foam on them, also come with a 5-year warranty. Your handle right here, or your reel seat, is going to be directly on the blank. So you can get full control of your blank, and each one is kind of designated by what, there's a picture on kind of what lures you should throw. So this one right here, made for jigs. This is going to be a 7'1" medium heavy fast action. This is going to be rated for 12 to 20 pound line, 1/4 to 1/2 ounce. Now, this is a jig rod, so we expect it to be very fast, but honestly, this rod here is a great all-around rod to me. It has a good solid tip right here. It's also not going to be super, super parabolic, so it's going to kind of be that normal curve that we're used to seeing. Softer tip moving into a heavier backbone starting in the midsection of the rod. So in terms of a good utility rod, whether you want to throw a jig, a Texas rig, any bottom bait, you could throw some Carolina rigs on this, has a great sensitive blank all the way through, and it is extremely light as well. I'm going to compare it to something similarly, maybe in like an Abu Garcia Veritas class, where it's not the lightest thing in the world, but honestly, I think these guys are like 169, maybe 179. These are exceptional rods for that price point, and again, the 5-year warranty on those. Moving into another one of the really neat ones here. This is going to be the Hamner Jerkbait stick in the BB series. Now, this is going to be a 6'11", so 1 inch longer than that HFX. Very similar in terms of action, power. They rate this a medium heavy, fast action, and this is going to be what they consider more of your cranking blank, where it is very, very limber throughout the entire thing, and it is very soft into the back section here. So you can really work some baits extremely fast, and this rod's going to be able to catch up to it thanks to the softer and more fast tip. And overall, I mean, this thing is super, super light. You're not going to wear yourself out. Pair this up with just about any like 70 to 100 size reel, and it's going to be a very, very good rod for that. So I can't wait to get on the water and do some more in-depth work on this rod right here. Moving on, we have 2 different frog rods, 2 different powers. Both of them are going to be made for a frog. One is going to be a 7-foot medium heavy. This one's going to be made for your Cara frogs, your smaller finesse frogs, and overall, super, super light. Whoa, I could do this all day. These rods are light as hell. Oh yeah. This is a medium heavy, very similar to that 7'1" that was made for jigs. This one is going to use a little bit stiffer blank, and it's going to really, really stiffen up much further up the blank, and you have a lot of backbone to get them out of the vegetation. Next one up is going to be a 7'2" heavy power mod fast. So this one's going to be for your bigger frogs, maybe your 70 size, like bronze eyes, something like that, popping frogs, dense cover. Still going to have a decently soft tip to keep those fish pinned when you stick them in the reeds, grass, whatever you're fishing around, but it's going to stiffen up into that full heavy blank, and it is still a very, very light rod for being a 7'2" heavy. Comparing it to something like an X Pride, it is still pretty fast. It's gonna not be quite as fast thanks to that Spiral X in X Pride, but this rod right here is, $100 cheaper. 5-year warranty. I like these a lot. Final one that we got in the BB series is going to be a live scope, minnow pinging / universal spinning rod. This one right here is 7'1" medium fast action, 8 to 12 pound line, 1/8 to 1/4 ounce. Now what's cool about this rod here is it uses a very, very soft tip, and I believe it is also a stinger tip, moving into kind of that true medium full parabolic bend all the way into the last guide here. These rods are exceptionally well balanced as well. I really, really like this one, of course, not only for the jig head minnow stuff, but you can easily skip wacky rigs, Nico rigs up under docks. You can throw little smaller crankbaits as well with this. And what's really cool is the aesthetics don't change too much from the spinning to the casting. You still have full blank control on the top here where you put your hand. And of course, the cork look is one of my favorites out there. So this one was made for kind of your live scoping, and this also has a double locking system on here where you lock it down with one, tighten it down with the other piece, and very, very small, thin blank keeps this whole combo extremely, extremely light. 5-year warranty, and let's see, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you get 8 guides plus a tip, all going to be very, very good components. So make sure to check out all the cool stuff from Halo. We still have a few other Halo rods in stock here, like the KS2 Elites, as well as the XD3 Pros. So make sure to stop on by the store, check them out online, all the cool stuff from Halo rods. We've also got some really, really cool insight into some of the neat stuff coming out for ICAST. So we can't wait for that. Make sure to check it out. Also, last thing, y'all, 25% off life jackets. The Blue Storm Stratus 35s, my favorite. It is a manual and automatic life jacket. So make sure to check those out. Take advantage of the sale, 25% off right now. No code required. Put it right in your cart, and at checkout, everything should apply. If it doesn't, make sure to message me on Instagram, Facebook, or shoot me an email, and I will help you out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time at Lake Pro Tackle. See ya.